think we were 23, 24, two small daughters, and I was going to school, but kind of just treading water. Didn't feel like I was doing what I wanted to be doing, and
you worked those summer jobs with your uncle who taught you tile.
Yep.
And Isaac really liked building.
Yeah.
He was happy to go to work. It was definitely, it brought you to life more than going to school did.
Yeah, but for some reason I thought I should be going to school and like doing something different, because I didn't want to just be like in the trades. There kind of had a negative connotation to it, so I was trying to do something else. My family's all teachers, like in education, so that's what I was doing, but I really wasn't happy. And
then finally we just decided, well, let's try it. Let's try it. So we moved down to Roseville from Grass Valley. There was a lot of construction going on, a lot of building, and we didn't really know exactly how that was going to look. But his aunt called him once and said, "Oh my gosh, I heard that you can do tile work, and we had a tile guy that left our bathroom half done. Can you come and fix it for me?" And so he did. Just right around that time, she had a bunco at her house, and her neighbor came, and that happened to be Michelle, who was a salesperson at
one of the biggest tile shops in our area. So she had said, "Oh, looks great. We always need tile setters to refer out of our shop." So she said, "Well, if you want to do this," because at the time I was still landscaping and just doing odd jobs, just trying to make ends meet. And she said, "If you want to do this, make some business cards and we'll hand them out." I was like, "Okay."
Mm-hmm. And then she did. And one job just turned into another and into another. And my brother started working for us, and our crews just grew, and our clientele really loved us, and we had a great rapport. I would go to business meetings with his clients. Like, he would go and he's measuring, and I would just talk to the wives and hear what they wanted, what their vision for their house was, and I would just help them do it. And before we knew it, we were just a team.
And we never really had like a plan. Things kind of just came together. It just seemed like the right people were brought into our lives at the right time. Like from Michelle.
She introduced us to Doug.
Yeah, to Doug, who helped us build the showroom here. But even before that, Jeff with Nugget Markets, one of our good commercial contacts. Just all these people that I didn't really orchestrate. It just kind of, people wanted to help us, and it just kind of grew, and we just tried to do the best we could. We stayed honest, we stayed small, and took care of people, and it just kind of built on that.
Yeah, it was really great. And then one day he just said, "You know what, I've always wanted to open a showroom. How would you feel about that?" And I was like, "I don't want to open a showroom."
The end of 2012, so the recession was still happening.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty scary time to be trying to open a new business.
But I've always trusted when Isaac has a gut feeling like that. I'm like, "All right, honey, let's do it. Whatever, let's just do it." And so we opened the showroom, and pretty much right away we knew it was a good decision. People just kind of started coming in. Again, it was just the right people. We just, we had a salon across the street, and women would come and look through the showroom when they were waiting for their appointments. And I realized I loved to do it too. It was the time I really realized I love design.
Yeah.
And I love working with people and making them happy. I mean, that was the look on someone's face when they're just, describing what they want their house to look like. And I'm like, I can make that happen, and they're like, "Really? Yeah. Let's do it."
Yeah.
And so we've just kind of grown. Even in the last 4 years of having the showroom, we've added crews to our construction side, and we've expanded to more than just, small bathrooms or small kitchens. Like, we can do full kitchen and bath remodels now. I mean, complete from the ground up. Cabinets, paint, tile, you name it, we can do it in there. And so it's just been really
so a lot of people will come in just looking for tile or countertops or something, and they go, "Oh, you can do it all?" It's like, let us take your project. So we'll help them with design and take it from there.
In the beginning, we needed new cabinets, and I thought at that time I would keep the old granite because it was so pretty and we'd had it for years. But when I went into O-Tile and saw all the new options in quartz and doing a different quartz on the surround tile and the island, I was inspired and let them break out the old granite and replace it with something much prettier and more modern. pretty edge, and everything just felt really updated and new.
I spent a lot of time picking out tile. It was with a friend of mine who's an interior designer, so I spent a lot of time in San Francisco picking out tiles. And that's where most of our tiles came from. But when we did need other tiles, I didn't find everything that I needed. We did go to Isaac's showroom and we found some beautiful tiles for the casita and the floor. Initially, when we decided that we wanted a wood-looking sort of gray tile, my friend and I found a really beautiful tile, but it was really expensive, and so we showed it to Isaac, and Isaac sent us a few examples of just as beautiful tile, but they were cheaper. They were more friendly to the budget.
Marisa is just easygoing, no pressure at all, and she invited us in, and we had free reign of the whole showroom. And my husband fell in love with a tile, a marble tile, and from there we were looking for countertops. I had no idea. I could not visually see what was going on. So between my husband and Marisa, they pulled that together, and then we went to the cabinetry.
Yeah, well, and most people can't really envision a finished project. I mean, it's just, they have to see it and feel it and look at it in real time in order for them to be able to say, oh yes, that is a color I like. I actually do really like that stone or that tile. So our shop, that was pretty much the thought process behind building the shop, was giving people a hands-on experience from start to finish. And also meeting the owners. Sitting here with owners is huge. When you call our shop, you get one of us to answer the phone, and that's kind of priceless. It's a lot of peace of mind for people who don't really know that much about construction, and they don't really need to know that much when they work with us. We know what we need to know. And it's also really nice that it's, this business has allowed us to be parents at the same time as be business owners, provide a really great service for our community and still, be able to bring our kids in here and have them.
Yeah, we built a little room in the back down here, and sometimes we'll walk down to Safeway or whatever.
And it was also really great too. My dad came and helped build this actual showroom.
Yeah, when we built this showroom, I mean, we couldn't have done it without him. He, from the minute I just kind of proposed the idea, he called me right up and he was like, Isaac, I'd like to help. And I was like, wow, that just gave me such like a security, knowing that he was going to come just help, because I kind of felt alone. I was like, man, how am I going to take this on? And he just offered. And so for about 3 or 4 months, he helped with the construction of the showroom. He painted, he helped build all the wall displays, whatever he could do to help, he would be here. And sometimes I still had to go out, and I was still trying to fund everything. So I'd be out working in the field, and he would be in here kind of watching the shop and managing. And
it was a big collaboration of a lot of people.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, and that's kind of the story of our journey. It's just a lot of people that have come together to kind of help us and saw something in us that they wanted to help. So
Always I like to use somebody local, these are people that grew up here, that are my kids go to school with their kids, and I didn't know them prior to that, but knowing they're a locally owned family business was super important to me.
I'm gonna miss them. I really am. I mean, when we see them, it is so comforting, and how they pulled everything together. There isn't anything I would change. Absolutely nothing.
So a typical project at our business would be coming in and having that initial visit, just so we can get to know the people that we work with. Getting to know people is huge right off the bat. A lot is revealed in a client just from that initial meeting. Their temperament, what they're looking for in the process, how much they want to spend, what type of thing catches their eye. That's usually where we start, and then I build from there. It's funny how a project will sort of, it'll take its own process. They can pick a few little things, and then I get an idea of what they're looking for, and then I can build from there, getting their whole little package together. And then Isaac comes in with the brass tacks of how it will be built.
I'm more of the construction, putting everything together, the more mechanical part of it.
Well, and so the next step of our process would be getting an idea of materials that they want, and then getting a budget together. And the way we get a budget generally is getting a few pictures of the process of the project that we want to do, and then him putting some numbers, rough numbers, just to see if we're in the ballpark and where we need to change if we do. And then from there, going out to look at it ourselves. And that's usually right about the third visit. We'll go out and just look at the property and see what we're working with from there. And then we get a little more solid numbers that way. And then we go in, tear it out, and build it.
Yeah, and the remodel process is, we're in people's houses for, a kitchen could last a month, bathrooms 2 or 3 weeks. So we're in people's houses as they're living in a construction environment. So it can be, it has to be the right fit. They have to be comfortable with us and our employees being in their house. We have to hire quality people because they're in someone's house. And one thing that I thought about when I hire people is, because I'm married, and Marisa and I think about what it would be like for Marisa to be at home with me at work and have other men in the house. And so that goes into a lot of it to think about.
That's pretty much how I hire people.
Yeah.
Is like, would I be all right with him in my house? And if I would say yes, then I can put him in my client's house.
So when we moved, we knew that we wanted Isaac to do all the tile in our house because of the beautiful job that he did outside of our old house. Isaac did our floors and our bathrooms and our kitchens, and has done the outside patio and the pool. We have 9 bathrooms in our house, and he did them all. And yes.
Isaac was amazing because I wanted these beautiful vessel sinks, and we could not put them in a conventional cabinet, so we had to have the cabinets made, and he actually designed the whole format for that. So between the two of them, it was wonderful. The gentleman that he has on his staff, they put paper down. They were so careful about everything, and the cleanup at the end of the day was amazing. What I appreciated the most is when they told me what time they would be here. They were here. So I never had to wait and say, okay, are they coming? Are they not coming? So that to me was a real plus. I felt like they were family by the end. Honestly, if I had a question, I could call them at any time. Even if they weren't in the showroom, they were fabulous. And I would recommend them to anyone, but I'll tell you what, I love that bathroom. I absolutely love it.
All the work that Isaac did was just absolutely professionally done. There was the crew took care of themselves, they took care of the house, they made no messes anywhere. They did just a fast, professional job. He's just very, very personable. He's really just a nice, good person. And I feel that he cares, that he wants to do a good job. And, what else could you ask for? Thank you to Isaac and to his crew and to Stephen especially for really just, I can't believe the extra time that they paid to do, because there were some tiles that were really difficult to install, and they did just a beautiful job.
It was clean and easy, and I didn't even know that I was being the contractor myself, but I was, and I knew nothing about tile work or stone work, and Isaac and Marisa explained everything, explained the timeline, explained what I needed to do and how it was going to work. And the day it went in, it was one day. They came in, they placed my stone, they actually placed my sink for me. They did the tile on the backsplash. It looked amazing, and it was done. It was the easiest part of remodeling the kitchen. I would refer them to my friends and family, and I have referred them to many of my friends and family.